Hello and welcome to LexGo Eat, the Herald Leaders podcast about eating and drinking in the Bluegrass. I'm Janet Patton and I cover food and bourbon and craft beer.
I'm Cheryl Truman. I cover business and features.
And I'm Sally Shear and I coordinate business and features.
And we are so happy to have Cheryl
back. Yay, Cheryl's back.
After 6 weeks?
6 weeks, yes.
6 weeks gone.
Yes, I broke my arm in 4 places on December 12th. And I don't even have a good story. I fell over my own feet while I was getting my keys out of my car to come to work. So all I can say is, be careful. Don't trip over your own feet. Keep your calcium levels up.
There you go.
Yes, be careful. But in any case, people brought me such great food because I was unable to drive or really leave the house during this period. So a lot of people from the Herald Leader very generously took care of me. And I had a whole bunch of kale, and my daughter also cooked, and she came in. A whole bunch, and she's a vegetarian. I had a whole bunch of kale and a whole bunch of salads. And I remember one day when Greg and Brenda Coker had sent me a care package, and I looked down in the bottom, and there was a bag of Oreos.
Yay!
So you have no idea. I made those things last.
Yeah, kale is good, but Oreos.
Yeah. I mean, when you haven't had anything, like an Oreo for a long time, it's really a welcome thing. So thank you so much, and I'm glad to be back.
Well, we're really glad you are back.
Yes.
And you miss so much. You miss Christmas. You miss New Year's. You miss Kroger's. You miss Kroger's.
I am sorry.
On Euclid.
We were barely able to do it without you, really.
I haven't been in yet, so you have to tell me all about it.
I don't think I've heard of anybody that's been in yet when it hasn't been crazy, but I've been 3 or 4 times.
What did we decide earlier this week that we think it's now become a tourist attraction?
Yeah.
Rather than a grocery store.
Just hanging out there. Teenagers hang out there. College kids, old people, everybody in between.
Yeah, those of us who shop there regularly would like for it to calm down a little bit.
Well, it's kind of like a community center.
Yes, it kind of
is.
It
Even my Kroger on Bryan Station is kind of a community center. I go there and I see people I know and we have conversations.
It's a hub.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a hub.
Yeah.
Well, I've gotten lunch there a couple of times. I got the Greek food one day, and that was very good. And
from Athenian Grill.
Yes, and I'm so happy that they have those food carts in there. I got to go back and get the crepes from La Petite Creperie. Mm-hmm. Who has closed her store on Kentucky Avenue temporarily, she says, until the spring. She's just going to be in the Kroger. And she says she doesn't know if she'll go back to the farmer's market or just stay in Kroger because, there are no bugs. It's air conditioned.
Yeah, true.
So I hope this works out.
And you had a grilled cheese, right?
I did. I had the grilled cheese from the Marie's Cheese Shop. And it was very tasty. So,
very buttery, you said.
Very buttery, yes. It had they did it with the Kerrygold butter. A lot of news in the Lexington restaurant scene, too, while you were gone. Just in the last week, it was just turmoil, utter turmoil.
I felt like we learned about a lot of things.
Yep. Alfalfa's, which has remodeled, has now reopened, and we're going to go down there next week, I think. The Dish, which is over on Ashland Avenue, has closed, and they are going to... looking for a new tenant, maybe sign somebody soon. Bellini's is closed.
Downtown?
Mm-hmm. And they are looking for a buyer. The Courtyard Deli is closed. They're going to reopen on Church Street in the same building as the Heritage Antiques. And Javier Lanza, who owns Sabio, has bought that building, or is buying that building and going to turn it into a bar called Centro, which means downtown in Spanish. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Sabio, we have a review coming up, Sally?
We do. In Weekender on Friday, we have a review of Sabio. Our reviewer, Patty Nickel, visited a couple times for dinner and for lunch. She has lots of good things to say about the food and some critical things to say about the service. But
okay.
As we all know, eating out, service is an important thing, almost as important as the food in a lot of cases. So... we'll see what she has to say. The first time she was there, the service was very bad. People at tables around her got up and left, but the second time she was there, the service was bad.
But both times the food was really good.
But both times the food was really good.
She just had to wait.
Yep.
Yeah. Having a big event this weekend, a Super Bowl, and there are several things in town. If you're looking for something, a couple of ideas. Cobo Casina at their Co-Bar is going to have the Super Bowl party. The Ghost of Super Bowl's passed, so you can wear any jersey you want. If you are not... a New England Patriots or Seattle Seahawks fan, Just wear what you like. And West Six Brewery, which does every year, they're tapping their Snakes in a Barrel. We'll do that again this year. And I can tell you, I have tasted that one, and that is very tasty. That
Snakes in a Barrel kind of scares me a little.
I know, but it's a scary name. It's a very dark beer, and it's been aged in a bourbon barrel, so it has a lot of flavor. Very rich, almost chocolatey. Winchell's, the restaurant and sports bar, is going to have some specials for the Super Bowl too.
It's a fun place to watch a game.
And I've been trying to get out more and try some new places. We went back to Nuke's and did finally get that macaroni and cheese. It was pretty good. I mean, you know, it's macaroni and cheese.
I stopped at Nuke's yesterday and just picked up something, went through their little pickup area where you can just go in and out quickly, and got the pimento cheese sandwich, and it was very good.
What about you? Was there any place you didn't get to eat out while you were gone, right?
I didn't get to eat out at
all.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
I mean, you got lots of places to try.
Yes, it was great in a sense in that, you know, it threw me, you know, besides the food that people brought me, which kept me most of the time, it threw me back on my own resources and forced me to rethink my lifelong decision not to cook.
Yeah, I bet.
But yes, I'm looking forward to seeing many things that other people have cooked, and very soon. But most of all, I missed the Maria's burrito stand on North Broadway.
All right.
Is that pretty good? I've never been there.
It is really quite excellent.
Okay.
It has a bit of an eclectic following, neighborhood people, and you'll see hipsters from the area.
I don't know. Are you guys Alton Brown fans?
Well, sure.
Yeah. Well, we have
Watched a lot of Cutthroat Kitchen when I was off.
That is a crazy show.
Yes.
I mean, that's the one where they make them do crazy stunts, right?
But now you can't cook with apples. You can only cook with green apple candy.
Yeah, or I think I saw one where he made people cook in a bunk bed. Like you had to do one thing, prep on the lower bunk and cook on the upper bunk. And then there was one where you had to use like 3-foot-long utensils.
I mean, isn't not cooking real food, real good food, enough of a challenge that we have to make people do all these wacky things?
You have to make your own utensils.
I mean...
Out of ice.
I don't get it. Okay. Anyway.
Well, we have an interview with him in the food page today, and he's going to be in Richmond next month. Next week also we will preview Valentine's Day, which is why we have all the lovely Valentine's Day treats from bakeries and candy shops around. We'll have a lot of suggestions about places you can go to get something, or something you can fix at home if you feel like, you know, you want to try that. And
sweets for your sweetie, isn't that kind of our focus?
Yeah,
kind of.
Sweets for your sweetie. Yeah. And some not so sweet things too, some savory and other items.
Or just for yourself, if you'd like. We've had plenty of them up here in recent days. So.
Yes, and I do plan to go to
wonderful.
the Good Foods Co-op's chocolate sampling event next week, which we also have in the paper. So a few things to do. So send us your restaurant and bar news if you have some.
Yes, yeah, because we've learned a lot of things this week, and we'd love to.
Got some more stuff to tell you about next week.
No more.
So let's go eat.